Hello everyone, welcome to Achievers IAS classes. Let's begin our discussion on the current events of 24th January 2019. The first issue in news is regarding the cabinet approval given to the constitutional amendment to increase the financial and executive powers of the 10 autonomous council in the 6 schedule areas. The 6 schedule areas of the states of Assam, Mizoram, Meghalaya and Tripura will benefit from the constitutional amendment which will increase the financial and executive powers of the autonomous council in these states. As per the amendment, the Finance Commission would be mandated to recommend the devolution of financial resources to these councils, which till now had depended on the grants from central ministries and state governments for specific projects. Also, at least one third of the seats would be reserved for women in the village and municipal councils, and the amendment provides for the transfer of additional 30 subjects, including the departments of public works, forests, public health engineering, health and family welfare, among others, to the autonomous councils. The most important part of these amendments is that these amendments will significantly improve the financial resources and powers of these autonomous district councils, thereby fulfilling the long standing aspirations of the tribal population of the region, and a bill in this regard is expected to be introduced in the upcoming session of the parliament. The next issue is regarding the decision of the cabinet which has approved the creation of the national bench of the Goods and Services Tax Appellate Tribunal. It would be situated at New Delhi and shall be presided over by its president and shall consist of one technical member each from the central as well as the state government. The Goods and Services Tax Appellate Tribunal is the forum of second appeal with respect to the GST laws and the first common forum of dispute resolution between the center and states. It will look into the appeals against the orders issued by the appellate authorities under the central and state GST acts, and being a common forum, it is expected to ensure uniformity in the redressal of disputes and therefore uniformity in the implementation of GST across the country. On that note, let's move on to the next issue, which is regarding the latest CRISIL report, which looks into the growth rates of different states in the country. As per the report, interstate disparities have widened in the recent years, even though India is one of the world's fastest growing major economy and the economic convergence between the poorer and the richer states still remaining a distant dream. The report notes that many low income states have experienced isolated years of strong economic growth, which is above the national average, even highlighting that Bihar was one of the fastest growing states this year among the 17 non special category states. But these states have failed to bridge their widening gap with their richer counterparts as they have not been able to maintain a healthy growth rate over a sustained period of time. In contrast, richer states like Gujarat have been able to achieve sustained economic growth and thereby increase their gap over other states. Also, the report suggests that during the fiscal year 2018, government spending may have boosted the gross domestic product growth in states like Bihar and Andhra Pradesh, whose double digit growth rates have also resulted in a burgeoning fiscal deficit. On the other hand, big spending states like Punjab and Kerala, which found themselves at the bottom of the table, indicate that the size of public spending is probably not what differentiates the richer states from the poorer ones, but there are other variables like the strength of state level institutions and their ability to uphold the rule of law and create a free and competitive marketplace for businesses, along with the quality of public spending, which could be the crucial determinants of the long run growth prospects of states. The next issue is regarding the risks associated with germline editing. The recent experiment by a Chinese scientist who has created the world's first gene edited babies has given rise to various questions on the ethics of gene editing across the world. Editing the DNA to correct disease mutations has been possible now mainly due to the various technologies available like the CRISPR Cas9 gene editing tool, through which the promises of gene editing are boundless. In this regard, Several clinical trials are currently being carried out to treat the diseases like HIV, multiple myeloma, and other forms of cancer using the CRISPR-Cas9 editing system, but none of them involve editing the so-called human germline, that is, cells at the embryonic stage, and they have restricted themselves to correct the genetic defects in sick adults. In the experiment carried out by the Chinese scientist, he has deactivated a gene in the two embryos, thereby seeking to immunize a pair of twins from HIV. This could have unintended consequences, like various studies have shown that gene editing could result in unintended mutations which can turn into cancers, and also there is a danger of mosaicism in which some cells will inherit the target mutation while others don't. These changes could be inherited by the next generation. Therefore, it is too early for germline editing as the risks associated with such experiment are still unknown and scientists world over are far from understanding how exactly individual genes influence phenotypes, which is the visible traits of people. This is because every gene influences multiple traits depending on the environment of the individual, and therefore it is hard to predict the ultimate outcome of an embryo editing exercise without decades of follow-up. In this specific case, while the scientist has edited a gene called CCR5 in order to immunize a pair of twins from HIV, a deactivated CCR5 gene can also make people more susceptible to West Nile fever. Every gene influences such trade-offs, thereby requiring abundant caution when dealing with the human germline. Therefore, such an intervention would be defensible only in very rare situations where no alternative exists, and perhaps it is time to bring in regulations to prevent the ill effects of gene editing. On that note, I'm wrapping up today's news analysis. Do like, share, and comment to support this initiative. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.